So how do you quit your job before AMC short squeezes, and if it squeezes? I'm seeing this a lot in the comments. People have been mentioning this, and a lot of people want to quit their job, start a business, follow their dreams after AMC squeezes. And I'm here to say that for one, we don't know when the hell this thing is going to squeeze. I mean, that's been proven. That's been more than proven. Nobody knows when the hell this thing is going to squeeze. So why wait? Why wait to follow your dreams and your passions for something, for an event that you don't even know when it's going to happen? I mean, here's the thing with investment. There's always inherent risk with every investment. And with this one as well. Some people think this thing is guaranteed. Well, they're crazy. Nothing is guaranteed in this play. It's an investment. There's risk. And the philosophy I take is YOLO, baby. YOLO. You only live once. We only have one life. There is only one trip, one physical trip on this fucking mass that is spinning at a crazy speed in the middle of this vast universe. We don't even know the size of this fucking thing, this universe. And we're spinning on it. We're on this wild ride physically for one shot. You only get one crack at this thing. So it is never too late to live your dreams. You know, the best time to start, as I always say, is yesterday. The next best time is today. So people that are waiting for the squeeze to happen to start living out their dreams, maybe quit their job, start a business, whatever they're doing, I ask this question: why not now? Why not today? Life is too short to not live out your dreams. And I will preface this. So there's nothing wrong with being an employee. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, if there were no employees to carry out the daily conduct of the business and to perform the tasks, then there would be no business. Some people just aren't cut out to be entrepreneurs and business owners. And that's a very important thing, is entrepreneurship and business ownership is not for everybody. It's not what it's all it's not always what it's cracked up to be. There are days as an entrepreneur, I'll tell you from experience, there are days where I want to crawl in a hole and I never want to come out of it. There are days that really, really suck. But it can also be very rewarding as well. And there can be freedom with it. But as the saying goes, with great freedom comes great responsibility. So you have to have discipline. Like I said, entrepreneurship, business ownership is not for everybody. And there's nothing wrong with being an employee. I know people who have been employees their whole lives and done really, really well. However, statistically, being an employee does, you're running a losing race, so to speak. One of my favorite entrepreneurs and authors, Tim Ferriss is his name. He's written a lot of books. He calls it the 40-40-40 rule. So statistically, what most people, most Americans do is they work 40 hours a week for 40 years of their life to retire on 40 years of their income. I don't want to be that statistic. Do you? Here's the thing. Happiness, true happiness, is about being honest with yourself. And if you honestly hate your job, you hate your boss, then why are you there? It's only going to contribute to further unhappiness. So you got to be real with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself, within your body and your soul. Are you truly happy doing what you're doing? If you're not, then it's time to make a change. Now, starting a business is very complicated. Like, well, I shouldn't say it's very complicated. It's not that complicated, but there's some things you need to do, and there's way more than I can get into in this one single video alone. And I know not all of you are gonna watch. I can make an hour-long video, not all of you are gonna watch it. So we're gonna chunk this out. So, Lord Nemesis, if you're watching, this is how you be a YouTuber. A YouTuber is. I'm gonna do another video later in the week, and if it's up on the channel, I'll link it right here on the steps to starting a business. But in this video, we're focusing on how you quit your job right now. So basically, in my mind, it comes down to two methods, two strategies. One is you already have enough capital, you have enough reserves in place, you have an idea, you're ready to roll. So it's simple. You go into your boss's office and you say, "What's up, bro? Peace, I'm out. Here's my resignation letter, man. I fucking quit. I hate you. I hate this fucking company. And I've been fucking stealing pens for 2 years and highlighters from this bullshit company." I'm not saying you should do that, but the second option is, you are not in a position to quit. Maybe you have a family, maybe you have responsibilities, you have a mortgage to pay or whatever. So you got to do it a little bit more responsibly. And that involves starting a side hustle. So you start on the side, you build your business in the evenings and weekends. Now, I've done both. In my early 20s, when I was just solo, I didn't have a wife, I didn't have kids, I didn't have any responsibilities. I really had everything to risk, or everything to gain and nothing to lose. So I've done that. I've started multiple businesses, and I've done it both ways. I started one where I walked into the boss's office and said, see ya, like I'm done, bro. I'd like to fucking leave today, actually, but if you need 2 weeks, I'll give you 2 weeks. But now, later in life, you know, things change. I had some businesses. I've had businesses fail. I've had businesses do all right. I've had businesses succeed, right? That's the path. That's the journey of entrepreneurship. So later in life, when things changed a little bit, I had to go back to employment a little bit, recenter, re-strategize, and rebuild my plans to go back out into the entrepreneur world. I had to do it a little bit differently later in life. So I had to do like the whole side hustle thing. And here's my hair's all fucked up. So here's the thing. I always believe, and I always say this, is part-time efforts equal part-time results. So it's going to be harder if you're doing it in the evenings and weekends, when you come home from work, when you're likely tired, you don't feel like doing it, you're going to really want this. You're going to really, whatever goal you're chasing, you're going to have to really want it, because it's going to be harder. And you're only doing it part-time. So it's going to be harder to serve your customers and your clients and to build your business, because you're only doing it part-time. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Like, when I was an employee again, and then I was building my plans to become an entrepreneur again and start another business, like, oh my God, what a shit show. I would call in sick to do, to work on my business and to fulfill client things. I would call in, like, I had a surgery, I had I think my grandma died like 8 times. It's not ethical, it's not honest, but at the end of the day, you always got to look out for number one, and I was looking out for me. So it got so bad, it got to the point where I couldn't even call in sick anymore, because I'd called in sick so many times. So I had to come in pretending to be sick so that my boss would send me home. So there was one morning I'll never forget. I came in, I was like, oh dude, like, I'm so, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I would like, and I'd come back and he'd be like, you don't look well, man. You should probably go home. I'd be like, oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll rest up. I'll be better tomorrow. And I was like, yes. I got to my vehicle. I was like, yes. I went home and I worked on my business. So like I said, we're going to talk about more things about starting a business. It's too much to talk about in this one video, but that's what it ultimately comes down to me, in my mind, is you got to think about how your strategy for quitting. Are you just going to outright quit? You better have reserves and capital in place. Or are you going to build it on the side, which poses its own challenges, which we're going to keep talking about in other videos. So that's all I got for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.